Okay, so hi there, this is me, Andy, one man is Meeple, and I'm going to be looking at the Clockwork Prince, which is the Automa, the AI, what have you, for Oath. So I'm going into this completely cold, more or less. I've done a little bit of setup here. I've played one introductory game, four-handed. So there's going to be a lot of pausing. There's going to be a lot of reading the rules, and it's probably going to be quite dull, but I thought I'd get it on video anyway. Someone might find it useful. So I think these three places are set up as they come out of the box with the guided setup. I don't believe these five are. I think they're shuffled. This relic certainly is random. I've constructed the deck at random with the 10 plus 2, 15 plus 3 visions, and the rest of on top of the standard decks that don't include, that aren't. So I haven't opened any of these yet. Basically, the second, third, and fourth decks that are in the box, I haven't opened any of those. This is just the stuff that you play the introductory game with, but not in that order. So my strategy for playing, my understanding of the basic rules is probably faulty to some extent as well. So if you spot mistakes, feel free to comment with a timestamp as well. Is really useful, because then I can look up and see what I've done wrong. So Clockwork Prince. Automated player can replace the Chancellor or an exile. We're going to be replacing the Chancellor. I'm going to be the blue exile. We recommend it in games with 1 or 2 human players, but you can use it with more players. Set up the game as normal, but do not deal starting cards to the prince. Right. So set up the game as normal. I'm going to follow the how are we going to do the setup? Because that's cool. Because we haven't got the world set up from our last game. When you finish a game, you pack the cards away in a very special order, so that you carry out various actions and pack the cards away in a very special order, so that when you unpack it next time, it carries on in like historical continuation of your last game. But we haven't got that, because at the end of the last game I just set this world deck up completely fresh, so I haven't carried on from my first game. So let's go through this. Place the map on the table. Yes. Deal the chronicled site cards and attach Denizen Edifice and relic cards, which I'm the cards you need to deal are in the top left, or the extras that a site has are in the top left. So you can see there, that's an R for relic, so we've dealt a relic off the relic deck. None of the other exposed locations have anything like that at this point. Place the round marker on the first space. All the starting places are marked with stars generally, so there's a star there, there's a star there. On the prince, there's some stars there. It's pretty dark, but you can see there's a star there, there's a star there. So all the starting places are marked with stars, which is quite useful. So if you can see a star, there's probably something missing. Place the round marker and the visions drawn marker. Visions drawn marker is on 0. Place the chronicled goalkeeping. Actually, we should put out discards, and I think they come off the bottom of the deck, because the top 18, the top 30 cards of the deck are kind of constructed. Right. So you have 10 cards and 2 visions, and shuffle them. 15 cards and 3 visions, shuffle them, and you put the 12 on top of the 18, and then put them on top of everything else, which is exactly what I've got here. For any cards you want to deal to discard piles or players come off the bottom of the deck. So each discard pile has one card in, it looks like. So and like we said, none of the locations, none of the sites have cards out. Place the chronicled goal reference near the map. Chronicled. Oh, we haven't got a chronicle because I'm not starting a new game. Collect the following pieces in the shared bank. So over here, shared bank with the attack dice and the defense dice. That's out there for now. 10 attack dice, 6 defense dice, end dice I've put in the middle there because that's where it goes with that piece. Favor tokens and secret tokens are over here. I'll probably refer to favor tokens as coins throughout because I always forget. And books, secrets I'll refer to as books probably. I'll try and get those right. The banner of the darkest secret is there, which you just can't see actually. Let's put them there until the sites are revealed. Where to put that? Right, put that there. Okay. The People's Favour placard on the side without the mob label. Wrong side then. Without the mob label. The Untattered. I'll work out where the camera is. I'm showing this to the camera. The Untattered side. The mob side has got a tattered banner. Place one favour token on the People's Favour. So a favour token goes on there and the other one gets a secret. Place 3 favour tokens into each bank, which I've done already. There's 3 of these into each of the favour banks. So that's for each of these kind of factions, except they're not factions. Sorry, excuse me, there's dust all over this because I dropped everything on. I knocked all the favours and secrets on the floor. So the dust is picked up all the dust. It's terrible. If you are playing with 5 or 6 players, put 4 favour tokens in each bank instead. Choose a player to be Chancellor. We're going to have the Prince. The Chancellor takes the Chancellor board. 24 warbands. The Chancellor's warbands are over here in an ungainly pile. So I should have sorted those out, but I was shuffling stuff around before I started. I'll put them into sets of 3 and it'll make them easier to count on camera. Same as I've got over here, so you can see at a glance I've got 3, 6, 9, 11 warbands not on my player board. Incidentally, I love the simplicity of the screen printing on all these meeples. They express. There's a lot of expression with sort of like a minimum of brush strokes on these. It's very cool. Right. 24 warbands, a supply marker, the Imperial Reliquary placard, and the Reliquary, the place where the relics are stored, and the Grand Scepter relic card. That's the one that allows them to grant exile or grant citizenship and then exile them again. Supply marker. Oh yeah, the supply marker there. I'm not sure if we're going to, because it says the Prince does not track supply. If the Prince is an exile, the Chancellor player uses a citizen board and this board. But it's not, the Prince is a Chancellor. So I don't know whether we just won't be using the supply track. Each player places their supply marker on the leftmost place. Yep. The Chancellor takes 2 favour tokens. I think there's separate stuff in the single player rules for what the Chancellor takes. if playing with the Oathkeeper of Devotion, we're not. We're going to play with the Oathkeeper of Supremacy, just like the first. Oathkeeper of Supremacy rules the most sites. The Oathkeeper rules the most sites. We're just like the introductory game. And the Chancellor takes the Oathkeeper title on its Oathkeeper side. I'm not sure if that is true for the Clockwork Prince. We'll find out in a minute. Each exile and citizen places one favour token, one secret token, got those, and 3 war bands of their own colour on the board. Am I covering up? Sticking the rules in front of the camera. It's clever. I'm not used to this camera angle. Place favour and secret tokens on any sites as shown by their reveal prompts. I don't think anything has. The reveal prompts, I think, are the top left. Yeah, the reveal prompts are in the top left, so we've just got that relic out there. The Chancellor draws 4 relic cards, but he doesn't. Because that definitely says on here, do not deal starting cards to the Prince and follow these steps. So it's set up as normal, except don't give him cards. So presumably then he does have the Chancellor places 3 war bands. I'm not sure on this board where the Chancellor's supposed to store war bands because there's not a lot of space. It's not covered by instructions, but we'll sort this out. 2 favour tokens and 1 secret. See, wherever I put stuff, I'm covering up information. Oh, let's just put them down here then in front of the reliquary. 3 warbands. So these warbands here are on his board in effect, but the Chancellor places 2 warbands on the topmost face-up site and 1 warband on each other face-up site. That has at least 1 denizen or intact edifice card. Right, so neither of those because they don't have denizen cards. I spent a long time looking up what a denizen was. The denizen are just the cards. The cards that aren't visions or the conspiracy. Don't know what an edifice is because I haven't done the ending pack up. Wait, so he doesn't get anything else. The Chancellor draws 4 relic cards and places on the reliquary, which I've done. And then put the remaining relic cards in the relic deck. Take 3 cards in total from the bottom of the world deck and put 1 in each discard pile. And then it tells you how to rebuild the world deck if you need to do that. And then each player in turn order draws 3 cards from the bottom of the world deck. And again, you're taking them from the bottom so you don't accidentally pick up a vision. So my 3 cards are, and I really don't know much about these cards, the Old Oak, which is gives you a trading bonus or changes trading. And then we've got the Old Oak is a beast card, and we've got 2 Hearth cards. The Storyteller, where if you pay a I've forgotten the word already. Favour, you can place a secret from the shared bank onto the darkest secret being the banner, and that in order to take the banner from wherever it is, either in another player or on the board, you have to pay more secrets than are on it. And then you can discard a secret with a memory of home to move all I cannot remember this word, favour, from any one favour bank to the Hearth bank. So those are my 3 cards. And I'm going to put them there. And if I zoom in on playboard, can we see those? Yeah. Probably can't read them, but you can see them anyway. Okay. Clockwork Prince, do not deal cards. Follow these steps, okay? Right, keep going then. Advance the visions drawn marker by spaces equal to the number of visions drawn, if any. No. Starting with the Chancellor, each player in turn does all of the following. Places their pawn on any one face-up site. The Chancellor must place theirs on the top cradle site. Well, where should we start? I think we should start here in the mountains where there's a relic. Might at least see what that is then, can't we? Because you can peek at relics at your site as a minor action. It costs 0 supply. And supply is what this counter is counting. The minor actions are detailed there. It places theirs. Right, the Chancellor must be here in the cradle. Everyone chooses one card as a face down advisor and discards the other 2 cards. So that's why we have to place our pawn first. I am going to keep the old oak as a face down advisor, and the others are discarded. Right. When you discard cards, there's no discard pile. Well, there are discard piles. There's a discard pile for each location in each site. Right, I need to get these. I need to get the terminology right, or it's going to annoy everyone, and it annoys me. These are sites. And the cradle, the provinces, and the hinterlands are sorry about the dog, if you can hear him. Regions. Well, that was obvious. Right, so these are regions. The cradle, provinces, and the hinterlands are regions. These are sites within the regions, and sites can have denizens alongside them. Okay, when you discard a card, you discard to the region to your right. So I am in the mountains, in the provinces region, so my discards go into the hinterland discard pile. Okay, and if you're in the hinterland, or if you're in the cradle, you discard the provinces. If you're in the hinterland, you discard back to the cradle, and it's just how it goes round and round. So that's why we had to play the pawn first, so we knew where we were going to discard to. Okay, I nearly finished the setup. Discard the other 2 cards, which I've done. So I kept, as I said, it's face down advisor, but it is the old oak, which gives us trading bonus. I can't play it as a face-up advisor next to my playboard because it's got this tree icon here. It means it must be played at a site. What I'm not going to do is go through all the rules and how to play, but where something like that I've picked up on, I'm going to mention it. Okay, so that's just on with the rules there. So back to the single player, the Clockwork Prince, right. Set the game up as normal, but do not deal starting card to the Prince and then follow these steps. Take the Clockwork Prince board, the back of the Chancellor board, and the mind sheet, which is the back of the chronicle aid. That's this, the mind sheet. Zoom. We're going to try and work out what that all means. And flip the Imperial Reliquary to its princely reliquary side. Reliquary. And if the prince is in exile, take an unused note. Right, okay. Place the 6 relationship markers. That's these. on the correct spaces on the board. These are the back of the bandit. Oh, you can't see. These are the relationship markers. There's one for each tribe or whatever these are called. And they're on the back of the bandit counters. It took me a while because I've been using the bandit counters and it took me a while to find them. Place the 6 relationship markers in the unaligned box. That's the unaligned box. And there's a star to show you that's where you start. Place the 2 action markers. That's the threat marker and the tactics marker on their starting spaces, which is no threat and no tactics. And then place the prince's pawn at the top cradle site, which we've already done. So, prince's pawn. Should we lay these down? Easier to see then, isn't it? And that's that. In any conflicts, these rules supersede the core rules. Any suits in the conspirators column count as advisors for resolving powers. So when a denizen says, if you've got a matching advisor, then we look at those in the conspirators, including the conspiracy and recover restriction. Human players must track the order in which they've taken relics from left to right. Don't know what that means. In campaigns, well, I'm the only human player, so I don't suppose that matters. In campaigns, the prince adds attack dice as the attacker and subtracts attack dice as the defender, as shown by their tactics rank. This cannot be modified or cancelled. That's here. If the prince is the Chancellor, citizens cannot become exiles during play. Okay, well that doesn't matter because I'm in exile. Citizens refresh their supply as if they were the Chancellor by counting the war bands in the prince's personal bank. You can check this on the princely reliquary board, even though the prince does not track supply. Right, okay, see, this is purely there so that citizens can track, because citizens refresh their supply according to how the Chancellor is, the Chancellor's supply. So we're probably not going to use that unless I get made a citizen. I don't know how this board works. Tiebreakers. Turn structure. The Clockwork Prince's turn has 4 phases. He assesses the threat and searches and plays 1 card, takes actions and clean up. So who goes first? Does the Chancellor go first in the normal game? To the rules. I can't remember what happened in the guided game. In a round, starting with the Chancellor and going clockwise. Yes, thought so. Okay, so the Chancellor is going to go first, so that's good. It's probably going to take us an hour to get through this. Chancellor's go, and then I might take a go, and then we'll stop for the night and do another one. The Clockwork Prince's turn has 4 phases in this order. Assess threat, search and play 1 card, take actions, clean up. Assess threat, skip this phase on your first turn. Well, that's good, but shall we read it anyway? No, let's just get on. Search and play 1 card. Draw 3 cards from the world deck. Do not stop drawing if you draw a vision. If you draw 3 visions, keep drawing until you draw a denizen. Reveal the drawn cards except for visions. Place them in a row in the order you drew them from left to right. For each battle plan you reveal, advance your tactics by 1. Okay, let's do that. Right, he draws 3 cards from the world deck, and there's a vision and there's a vision. So he drew 2 visions. We reveal the cards that aren't visions. I know where we're going to put them. Let's put them there. Oh no, because that looks like they're in the game. Let's put them here for now. Don't know what I'm going to do with the 2 visions yet. It's not a battle plan, so his tactics does not increase. Place them in a row in the order you drew them from left to right. For each battle plan you reveal, advance your tactics. Play 1 card whose suit is described by the mind quadrant that your action marker is in. Why did I skip action markers? Place the threat and tactics markers on the starting spaces. Place the 2 action markers on the threat space of the mind sheet that shows the Oathkeeper goal. That's what I didn't do. That's these 2 counters, I think. And they have to go where what that means is the Oathkeeper goal has an icon on, and this one is a castle. It's the Oathkeeper of Supremacy for whoever rules the most sites. Who at the moment is the Chancellor, because he rules 1 site precisely with his 2 war bands. So these go onto this icon here because it's got the castle and the scepter. So they go onto there. I guess let's put the start one on top, because that would make more sense. Okay. Play 1 card whose suit is described by the mind quadrant that your action marker is in. For example, the top left quadrant says to play a friend. Play friend. Otherwise, play unaligned and make it a friend. If you draw a discard and 2 hearth cards, discard, discord. That's a typo. If you draw a discard, it's supposed to say discord. If you draw a discord and 2 hearth cards, and hearth is a higher friend than discord, you play the hearth card. Well, we have no friends at the moment. We're completely unaligned. So you play an unaligned and make it a friend. Well, we've only got 1 card that we can play. We're going to run out of room already, aren't I? I'm going to move the player board up to there. Do we still zoom in correctly? Yeah, more or less. So this is my space here. This will be my space. And the Chancellor is going to play his cards down here, I think. So we're playing the Inquisitor because it's unaligned. It's the only card we've got, so there's no choice to make. Oh, okay, cool. And make it a friend, right? So get these 2 vision cards out of the way. We'll work out where we're going to place stuff as we go along. 2 vision cards I'm just going to put there for the moment. So we're making Arcane a friend, because the card is Arcane. That's the only one we can play, and it's unaligned, so we're going to make it a friend. Not sure what the coin means. We'll maybe get to that in a minute. Play it to the topmost cradle site you are able to. If you cannot, play it to the topmost provinces site you are able to. If you cannot, play it to hinterland and so on. Gain 1 favour from the favour bank matching the played card. So simply, he's going to play it to there. The planes in the cradle. The planes in the cradle can support up to 3 cards, 3 denizens. So he can play it there. And then we take 1 coin from the Arcane. One favour. Gain 1 favour from the favour bank matching the played cards. So he now has 3 favour. If you cannot play this card, discard it and gain what is shown in the can't play card box of your mind quadrant. That would be 2 war bands and one tactic. Well, luckily we could. Advance the relationship marker, matching the suit of the card you played or discarded by one space unless it's at the top. If the new space already has markers, place the advancing marker to the right of the markers already there. Still don't know what this coin means. What the favour token on this board means. It hasn't mentioned it in the rules, so we're going to disregard it for now. So that was the search and play one card. It doesn't say what to do with the visions. I guess we discard them. Play one card. Gain one favour. If you can't play, advance the relationship marker. Well, since the standard draw means you discard the others, we're going to put those two intriguing vision cards into the provinces, which happens to be right where I am. Now, visions are good because, oh, I guess we drew two visions, so I guess we have to move that up. Visions are good because they give you as an exile a way to win, but normally only after there are 3 visions revealed or discovered. We've already discovered 2. So, and the fact that they're there means they're cheaper to search for, only cost 2 supply, because down here, because this marker has gone up, it now costs 3 supply to search the world deck. So what I might just do is just let the Chancellor, the Clockwork Prince, discover all the visions in this deck and discard them for me, or I can pick them up cheap. Take actions. Okay, take the number of actions as shown by the relationships box. You advance the marker into this turn, so 5 if topmost. Otherwise, we get 2 actions, or we don't get 2 actions. The Clockwork Prince gets 2 actions. Do not count them towards the number of actions. Oh, if you skip any actions, do not count them. I presume there's a skip action on this card somewhere. For each action, move your current action marker along the arrow from your action space. I presume this is on the mind map. Is that what we're calling it? Yeah, I think so. Mind sheet. I'll probably keep calling it a mind map. For each action, move your current action marker along the arrow to the new action space and take the action there. To follow an arrow, you must meet the condition it says. Don't move your starting action marker yet. It will help you count the actions you've taken this turn. So these are the action spaces. These are the action spaces. I don't know what the conditions are. To follow an arrow, you must meet the condition. Right. If you can follow multiple arrows, follow the red arrow if able, then orange, and then black. If there are 2 orange arrows, follow the one marked higher priority. Your actions are different from normal as described below. Your actions are different from normal. Okay, different from the standard actions that the exiles take, the human players, right? Trade. So let's not read through all those right now, because we can only go. Now, is that a red arrow? I guess this is it? I guess this is a red arrow from here, so we follow that as a priority. Rule the most sites. Well, the Inquisitor does rule the most sites. He rules precisely 1 site with his 2 war bands, and we have none. So I guess he's going to follow this arrow, rule the most sites. We follow red as a priority. Down to here, do we need a banner? Do we need a banner? I don't know. Do we need a banner? No, I'd say he doesn't need a banner because the Oathkeeper just needs to rule the most sites. So no, he doesn't need a banner if both or neither go right. So we're already down here. So we've gone to the other play friend site, but we haven't found an action yet. Okay, so I guess we carry on following red arrows because we haven't found an action to do yet. Hold the people's favour? No. So the orange arrow then. Can pay or battle ready. The battle ready is higher priority. So what do we need to be battle ready? You must be able to roll more attack dice than the defending force, plus dice added by targets. I don't know what he's going to battle against. Are we doing this right? For each action, follow along the arrow from your action space to a new action and take the action there. To follow an arrow, you must meet the condition. If you can follow multiple arrows, follow the red arrow if able, then orange if able, then black. So black here was the lowest priority, blah, blah, blah. Right, okay. Now we're looking at battle ready. Skip this travel and campaign. Right, so the next thing, the higher priority, if you're battle ready, is this travel and campaign icon. But it says, skip this action if you are not battle ready, able to roll more attack dice than the defense dice added by your targets, plus the warbands in the defending force. You must travel to the holder of the people's favour. Well, no one holds the people's favour. So I don't know, I'm not sure what he would be attacking. So let's say he skips. Let's say we'll go to the next lowest priority, which is can pay. So that is a recover, a heart and a recover icon. Skip this action if you're not able to recover a relic or banner as listed on your action space. Is that right? Okay, the heart. Okay, the heart here. It's recover, and it is the. Let's see this. The banners for the people's favour has a heart on it. And the banner for the darkest secret has the sleeping eye flame on it. So this is recover the people's favour, and this is recover the darkest secret. And we're over here. Can we pay to recover the darkest secret? No, the people's favour. The people's favour has 1 coin on it, and in order to recover it, you must put more coins here than old coins. So we'd need 2 coins. The banner has 1 coin on it, so the Chancellor, the Clockwork Prince, would need to pay 2. So for his first action, we got there eventually, he's going to do this. Puts 2 coins onto the banner of the people's friend, and puts the old coin in favour banks 1 by 1, starting with any suit. Well, I'm going to put it into the arcane suit because that's the one he's depleted. And then, so the Chancellor is gaining the banner of the people's favour. Okay. So he may have discarded the vision, but he has already recovered the people's favour. So that's his first action, and he's taking 2. So from here, there is only 1 arrow, thank the Lord, and that is to come up to here and search. So let's see what he does on a search. Resolve the search and play 1 card phase again. This does not increase the number of actions you can turn. So what it's saying is if our friends goes up, we do not suddenly do 3 actions. Okay, so we draw 3 cards from the world deck, or rather the prince does. And none of these are visions. Reveal all the cards. Increase the tactics once per battle plan revealed. None of these are battle plans. Battle plans have little shields down here in the bottom left, just along this border. Play the card of the suit listed in your mind quadrant. So where was that? In your mind quadrant. Play the card of the suit listed in your mind quadrant. Right, let's go back to this because I've suddenly lost. Oh, okay, it's play a friend. So the only friend we have is the arcane. Do we have any? We drew an arcane card. We drew wizard school. So we play the wizard school and we discard those 2. Now 2 cards on top of the visions means we've buried 1 vision already because you draw 3 cards. And what does the wizard school do? We didn't look at what the Inquisitor does actually, but this moves up to there. But we don't get the extra action, as I said. So let's look at the cards that we did draw. The Inquisitor You can pay it a favour, got the right word, and peek at an advisor of a player whose pawn is at your site. If it is the conspiracy, you play it or discard it. If it is not, give them the coin that's on Inquisitor. And the Wizard School, you can play a favour, and the action is you gain a secret and then end your act phase. Excuse me. So that's quite cool. So the Clockwork Prince has done 2 actions. That was simple, wasn't it? Clean up. Return any favour. Oh, this is standard. Return any favour on cards to their matching favour banks. There is none because he didn't interact with any cards. He ended up just. Oh, he took the banner, didn't he? Move your starting action marker to the space with your current action marker. And if you're the Chancellor, do not hold the Oathkeeper title. Well, he does hold the Oathkeeper title. And you have a threat, but no successor. We don't have a threat, so we'll ignore that. Powers and permissions. You ignore powers that deny actions fully with no recourse, such as the Tome Guardians, Hall of Debate, etc. Right, so. And powers of sites that restrict travel, like the Hidden Place, Coasts, and the Narrow Pass. Otherwise, you are affected by persistent powers. You ignore powers that deny actions fully with no recourse. And powers of sites that restrict travel. Otherwise, you are affected by persistent powers, such as the Boiling Lake, and give favour to players when prompted to avoid negative persistent powers, such as toll routes. Treat your first phase as wake, second and third as act, and fourth as rest. The humans choose one level of your power use and permission. The humans, that's me, choose one level of your power use and permission. They can choose limited. You do not use action powers. Treat when played powers you play as blank and do not allow anything that requires your permission. Otherwise, you use powers that cost no favour or secrets Otherwise, you use powers that cost no favour or secrets and that do not discard cards. Example, you use keep but not horse archers. Well, without these cards on the table, these are pretty pointless examples. You use powers and give permission as normal. This is the other choice, expanded. With one human, human judges when you would use a power or give permission to meet your interests. With multiple humans, you always use powers that harm the human who is your threat, but otherwise the human to the right of your threat makes decisions about power use and permission. That just washed over me. I think there was multiple typos in that sentence as well. That do not discard cards. Oh, you use powers that do not discard cards. Right, no, it's not a typo. It just doesn't scan. Well, I'm going to go for expanded. The human judges when you would use a power or give permission to meet your interests. I guess that we might understand that when it comes up. Right. So that was the Chancellor's first turn. And how long did that take? Well, with the setup, that's probably 35 minutes. I'm sure that'll get quicker. Now I need to work out what we're going to do. So we have one face down advisor, the Old Oak. Now if we can grab another beast advisor, we can play this to the site we're in. And it will allow us to gain more secrets, which will allow us to take the other banner. As a free action, I'm going to peek at this relic, so let's do that. It's the Ring of Devotion. You cannot place warbands at sites, but when mustering, you gain 2 more warbands. If I can't place warbands at sites, then that means I can't control sites. I can't rule sites, which means that completely takes me out of the main Oathkeeper method of winning. So I probably don't want that relic. I probably want to be placing warbands. What I want to do first is grab one of those visions. Oh, there's 2 visions there, isn't there? I want to try and grab those visions. I'm guessing I'm allowed to look at the backs of the cards in the discard piles, but not change the order, but not look through this deck. Because the visions, the backs of the visions are different. And that is because you stop drawing when you find a vision. And with drawing in mind, I'm going to pay 2 supply and I'm going to search the provinces. I'm not going to search the world deck because that will cost me 3 supply, and I know there's visions in here. So I draw 1, 2, 3 cards and I've got that top vision. So now I keep one of these and I can either have it face up or face down in my advisors, or I can play it to the site that I'm occupying. And this is the Vision of Conquest. This is the useless one because this matches exactly the Oathkeeper. You win if you rule the most sites and at least 3 visions have been drawn from the deck. I guess it's not quite the same. If I rule the most sites, I take the Oathkeeper card tile, and then the next time I wake, I flip it, and then if I wake again with this still, I win. With the vision, I merely have to go through 1 wake of holding them, ruling the most sites. So maybe that is better because it's like the Oathkeeper, but 1 turn faster. What else have we got here? We've got the Hearth card for the Hearth Denizen Tavern Songs. Peek at the top 3 cards of your region's discard pile. Thing is, in the solo game, if I had a great memory, I could remember what was in there and I could write them down. But obviously there's a vision, I can't remember what else is there. Or Scryer, peek at any 1 discard pile. Well, they're both pretty useless. I'm going to keep this vision card face down in my advisors and discard those 2 to the hinterland. Now I'm allowed 3 advisors, either face up or face down, and when they're face down they can be anything, but when they play them, which you can play as a free action, cards with the tree symbol on must go to a site on the board, as I said. Now ideally I would have liked another beast card to trade with. Now there are 2 cards left. One is another vision and one is a card we don't know because that was the original setup discard. And I can't muster unless I've got a card in my site. So I'm going to search those cards again. So another 2 supply and search those cards. So what have we got this time? It's the Vision of Rebellion. This is already ticked up with that. Wake. You win if you hold the people's favour and at least 3 visions have been drawn from the deck. Well, the people's favour is over here and will cost me 3 coins to take. And we need another vision to be drawn. What's the other one? The one we haven't seen. It's the Spirit Snare, which is an arcane card. And you can take 1, you can pay a secret and take 1 favour from any favour bank. I guess that's like a weak trade, but it doesn't cost you any supply. A trade where you place a secret and gain coins actually costs you supply. Now, should we hold on to the vision? Or should we play the spirit snare? How much mustering is he going to do? Let's have a look what he's probably going to do next. He's probably going to go up there into the conspirator, travel to the site with the most coins, and then trade. So he doesn't look like he's going to be mustering anytime soon, just traveling around. So maybe we could start to take, we could start to muster some war bands and campaign against the bandits and take some of these empty sites and take the Oathkeeper. And then maybe we can play the vision for a crafty win. So let's discard that vision of rebellion and play the spirit snare to our site. We still have 3 supply. I'd like to not spend the last one. So I'm going to, if I muster, it's my last coin. Once there is an item on a card, on one of these denizen cards, you can't do anything else with it because these all say on an empty card at your site. So if I pay 1 supply and 1 favour to muster to gain 2 war bands, I then can't take this action. But I could muster and then attack the bandit that's at my site and gain that site. Let's do that. So we're going to pay 1 supply and we're going to muster on an empty card at your site, place 1 favour and gain 2 war bands. Those war bands come to your player board, not to your rallying call here. To get them onto here, I'm going to need to campaign, and to campaign costs me 2 supply. Choose an enemy at your site. Every site that is not ruled by someone, that is, does not have a war band on it, is ruled by bandits. And it counts as having 1 bandit on it. If I target the bandit at my site, they get 1 defense dice plus the 1 for the bandit. That's up here in the top right hand side of every site. If I then win that battle, then I can place as many war bands as I want from my board onto that site. Right, so let's make sure we get this right. Campaign summary. Spend 2 supply and choose a defender. The defender is the bandit. Declare any number of targets. I'm only declaring 1 target, and that is the site. Any other sites they rule on the map. So the bandits also rule this site, so I could attack this site as well. That will give them 2 defense dice plus 2 bandits. So a possibility that could be 4, 6. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I roll 5 attack dice and they've got a possibility of 6. Why 6? Because the attack dice have 1 shield, 2 shields, or a ×2, and some blank faces. So if they roll 2 defense dice, sorry, not attack dice, they could get 2 4 plus the 2 bandits for the 2 sites, or they could get a 2 times 2 plus the 2 bandits for their site. So we're looking at a minimum of 2, a maximum of 6. And I get to roll 5 attack dice because I have got 5 warbands on my player board and nothing to give me any extra attack dice. In fact, I lose an attack dice because I'm in the mountains. So I will have 4 attack dice. And the attack dice have on them a solid sword, which counts as 1. A hollow sword, which counts as half, rounded down. So you need 2 to count as a whole sword. And they have this, which is like Berserk, I guess. You get 2 swords, but you also have to kill one of your warbands. Anyway, let's go for it. Let's attack both these bandit sites. So we're going to attack the mountains and the rocky coast. No, you know what? I'm going to bottle it. I'm only going to attack the mountain because of that loss of the attack dice. Right, so I'm attacking this single site and the bandit that's there. So the attacker collects attack dice up to the number of warbands on their board. Let's move this over here now. So attack dice, I can have up to 4. So you can commit fewer attack dice if you want. So I'm going to have up to 4. And the defender collects defense dice according to the number of shields on the target. So that's 1. And then they will add their bandit. Now remember, I'm not attacking the Chancellor. I'm attacking the bandits that just dwell in the mountains. Use battle plans. There are no battle plans. There's no battle plans on the Spirit Snare. So first we roll defense. So that's 0 times 2 is 0, plus the number of warbands or bandits, which is 1, plus the number of no, that's it. So they got 1. So I'll put that there on 1 just to remind. I roll 4 of these. So I got a Berserk and 2 others. So I must kill a warband, which is that one I just took off my board. So I have 4 warbands remaining. So that's 2, 3, 4 attack against 1. I win that battle. So there now are some rules about removing the pawns there, but there are no pawns there because it's just this, not pawns, warbands that are on the site. There are no warbands because it's just this general bandit that I'm attacking. I should have gone for the other site as well, shouldn't I? If you roll less than the defense, you can sacrifice warbands from your player board to increase that. Take the losses. Resolve the victory. If you are victorious, take your targets. If you targeted sites, you may place any number of warbands, even 0 from your force, onto the targeted sites. So if I targeted the rocky coast as well, I could put warbands out. I'm going to put 2 up there into the mountain. I don't know how aggressive the Clockwork Prince is going to be. I might just put 1 up there. Let's just put 1 there. If you targeted relics or banners, no. If you targeted pawn and favour, no. Right, so that's it. That is the end of my turn. I've got 0 supply, so I'm now into the rest phase. Return all the coins, all the favour on cards in play to their bank. So this one goes to the Arcane Bank. Return any secrets on cards to your player board. So you don't lose secrets unless you burn them. And flip any that are face down, flip them face up. Refresh your supply based on the warbands remaining in your bank. So we've got 3, 6, 9, 10. So we go 9 plus. Now the reason I was talking about not spending down to 0 supply, if there was a space like that, I could have just gone up to there. I can't on there. Okay, so that's the end of my turn. So now we're back on the Clockwork Prince. So interesting to see if this gets any quicker this time. So when he wakes, you must do the banner of the people's favour, which is you must put a favour here or move a favour from there to the favour bank with the least favour. And if the banner has 6 or more, flip it. Well, it doesn't, so he placed 3. So there are now 3 favour on the people of the favours banner, which means I'm going to need 4 if I want to take that from him. When he plays to the site, you may first discard a denizen at any site in your region. Now, is this the permission thing? Is this permissions? The human judges when you would use a power or give permission to meet your interests. I suppose, I don't know. I don't know whether that means I decide whether he does it or not. I guess if it suits me as well as him, I might let him do it, and otherwise I'll deny him that action. Right. Okay, so what does he do first? It's all up here. Assess threat, which we didn't do. So here we go. More new stuff. Place your threat marker on the space on the Prince board showing the current threat, which is the first true condition of these in order, or no threat if none is true. So what is his threat? As Chancellor, does the citizen meet the successor goal? No. Holds more relics and banners. Successor to the Chancellor. The successor goal is down here on the bottom, underneath the Oathkeeper. And it says, successor to the Chancellor holds more relics and banners. Well, I hold none and he holds 1. So, that is not true. 2. As exile, are you not the usurper? He's not an exile. As Chancellor, is an exile the usurper? Or is an exile the Oathkeeper on round 8? Neither of which are true. As an exile, revealed and completed a vision? No. Is an exile the Oathkeeper? No. So there is no threat. And those are all written here, I guess. Right. Do not move your action markers if there is no threat. Move both action markers to the threat space of the mind sheet that corresponds to your current threat. And that's these icons again. Right, okay. If there is a new or different threat, or a threat exists but is the same as your last turn, blah, blah, blah. No, so none of that. So wait, if you have the people's favour, place favour on it if able. Right, done that. Search and play 1 card. Again, right, okay, so he's drawing 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. No vision, but he wouldn't stop anyway. He's in the play friend, so he will play the arcane if he can. But he can't. So what was the next thing? Play the card of the suit listed in your mind quadrant. What did we do if there wasn't one? was place them in a row in the order you drew them from left to right. For each battle plan, move tactics right. So there are 2 battle plans in this. Finally, I get to show them. They've got the little knights in crowns on that border. So we move the tactics 2 spaces right because there were 2 of them. So this is the order he drew them. Tinker's Fair, Rain Boots, Martial Culture. And play 1 card whose suit is described. There is no suit. There are no friends because the only friend we have is the arcane, and there are no arcane cards. I think we just play the leftmost unaligned one and make him a friend then. So it's we're playing Hearth. So we're going to move the Hearth up to there. And then play that there because he is able. And takes a favour from the People's Fair. From the Hearth. People's Fair? Where did I read that? I don't know where that came from. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm laughing at this miserable guy in rain boots here. The Kyle Ferrin art is great. So we discard the other 2 cards, which again go into the provinces. So I can sneakily have a look at these. There's no reason why I shouldn't. If you're an exile and defeat another exile, well, that doesn't count. Ignore all your enemies' rolls of single shields, and at the end, discard rainbow boots. That might be useful then. Okay, good. Right. So that's the last card he can play to the plains because there's a 3 there. So that signifies you can only have 3 cards in the plains. I'm not sure he took a favour for the wizard school. In fact, I'm going to give him 1 extra because I think it should be from like turn 1. Take actions, right, so here we are, back to the flow chart. So the next action, there are no red arrows or orange arrows going out of this space, so he only follows this single black action and travel to the site with the most coins, the most favour. Travel to the site that best meets the condition listed on your action space. Leftmost such site on the type. Skip this action if your site already meets this condition. None of these sites have got any money on them. Any favour. Often you'll travel in order to gain the most favour or secrets in a later trade action. Counting for favour in the banks, ignoring cards with favour or secrets. So in that case, the most favour is 3, at least is the half. If no favour could be gained from trade, oh no. Well, definitely favour can be gained from trade. If you need to travel to a site with a relic, well, I would say that the site he's on is just as able to trade there as anywhere else. So do we skip that? Are we going to skip that action because he's not going to travel? We'll skip that action. Okay. And go to here, which is trade for favour and secrets. So trade. We've still done 0 actions, okay? If your action space shows favour, gain favour from each empty card at your site whose suit matches any friends. If it shows secrets, gain secrets in the same way, but for conspirators. Right, there are no conspirators. So he's just gaining favour. Gain favour from each empty card at your site whose suit matches any friend, gaining the amount of favour in the relationships box. Ah, okay. Right. So for each empty card, he's going to gain 2, 4, 5 favour. That is because there's 2 coins there and he does it twice, and 1 coin in the hearth relationship and he does it once. So that's 5, not coins, favour. And he gains them from here. So he can't take 4 from the arcane. So he takes 3 and 1 from the hearth. Okay, so he's traded. That's his first action, and the next black arrow is travel to a site with a relic. Well, there is a site with a relic, and I'm there. So, is he going to attack me soon? He might do. But next turn, because that's his 2 action. So he's done his 2 actions. He skipped the travel. Let's have a look down here. Right, we were here. We skipped the travel because he's already at the site where he had gained the most coins, favour. Then he traded for favour and secrets, but there were no secrets to be had because he's conspirators. He has no conspirators. So that was his first action, which got him a whole bunch of favour from the arcane and 1 from the hearth. And then he went here and travelled to the site with a relic. There's only 1 site with a relic, and that's where we are. Point to it, but you couldn't see it. That's where we are. Okay. On to clean up. Return any favour on cards. No, because he doesn't place any stuff on cards. It said you do not place favour or secrets on cards to trade. Move your starting action marker to the space with your current. Right, okay. So we'll move that to there. And if you're the Chancellor but do not hold the Oathkeeper, yeah, but he's the same as last time. Okay, so back to us. So things are looking a bit different now. I think we might get attacked. I think he might campaign against us. That means muster. And then if he's battle ready, he will travel to the rival site with the fewest rivals, I guess. Which might mean he'll go for a bandit, because I don't know how it breaks those ties, we'll see. So shall we explore? Should we travel to an empty site, maybe? Or what happened? Our favour. What did we do? We mustered. I'm going to put my conspirators sideways down here. These are face down conspirators. So I've sort of tapped them sideways. So I have to keep picking them up to remind myself what they are. So I think we should travel. And let's stay in the provinces. Although the Chancellor will be discarding to the hinterland next turn. But the trouble with the hinterland is movement's expensive to get out of it. Well, within the hinterland, movement is 3 supply. Here, movement within the provinces is 2. In the cradle, movement is 1. God, I might stay in the provinces, I think. So let's spend 2 supply and let's just travel to here and turn this card over. It's the Buried Giant, which also has a relic in it, which we can peek at free. In order to take the relic, didn't really cover this. In order to take the relic at the mountain, you have to discard 2 supply. In order to take the relic at the Buried Giant, you have to pay the favor, not supply. You have to pay the favor cost, supply cost, and then discard a secret, destroy a secret to take this relic. So let's see what it is. It's the Cursed Cauldron. If you're victorious in battle, gain 1 warband per enemy warband killed in this campaign. So for example, when we killed the bandit, we would have got an extra warband. Is that going to be... If I had more than 1 secret, I'd consider taking that relic. Especially as relics... yeah. This means we can flip a secret and travel for free. And does it mean Buried Giant? When traveling from here, you flip 1 secret and spend no supply, so you can travel anywhere from the Buried Giant by flipping a secret. Well, I'm going to play for free. I'm going to play my old oak here, and then I'm going to pay 1 supply to trade, and I'm going to put my book on there to take. It's only going to give me 1 favor, but I'm a bit short. It's all a bit slow for me at the moment. Before I do that, I don't think either of these were beast cards. Take the supply. I'm going to play 1, 2, 3 supply. I'm going to search the world deck, which I said I wouldn't do. So you draw. None of them are visions. The next one is a vision. I was really hoping one of these is going to be a beast card so I could put it into my advisors. We've got Mercenaries, which is an attack modifier. We've got an Armed Mob, where we can discard a face-up advisor from a player who holds the Darkest Secret, not the people's favour, which is pretty useless. And the Magician's Code, another arcane card. And if I play that, I can't even get any money out of the arcane bank. And if you, as a trade action there, you can pay 2 supply. If recovering the darkest, no, it's a recover action. If recovering the Darkest Secret, gain 2 secrets and add them to any other secret you're paying to recover it, even none. So that's not bad, because that allows us to take the banner of the Darkest Secret. I'm going to take that as an advisor, and I'm going to take it as a face-up advisor because who knows what the prince does. The others go in that discard there. And then I'm simply going to trade, put my secret on there and take just one favour. And then we go to rest. Any coins out here, any favour out here will go to the banks. There's none. This secret returns to me, and then I refresh back up to 9. So that's the end of my go. Back to the prince, and he is going to assess threat. Nothing has changed. There is no threat. So he's going to draw 3 cards, one of which is a vision. The vision of Sanctuary. You win if you hold the most relics and banners, and that is the 3rd relic drawn. So now we can win, 3rd vision drawn. So now we can win if we play and hold a vision. The errand boy and another vision. And this is the vision of faith. You win if you hold the darkest secret. That's a good one because we've just got the Magician's Code, which allows us to take the banner of the darkest secret cheap, if not free at the moment. He's going to take and play the errand boy, obviously, because that's the only one he can play. Those get discarded to the hinterland, so I'm going to need to go there and pick those up. The errand boy, he takes a thing, favour from the beast. First of all, he has to put one of his many favours onto the banner of the people's favour, and then this goes into his favour bank. So that's his search and play 1 card. Now he's taking actions. So as a first action, he will follow a red arrow. Does he hold the most relics and banners? These don't count as being held, but he does hold the most relics and banners because he holds 1. Oh, he played the errand boy, of course, and that is a conspirator. So he goes up there on the because he's in the play conspirator place. Oh, he should have done 3 actions last turn. Never mind. He should have done. You missed all principle. He should have done 3 actions last turn because the friend's relationship was on 3. This time he'll do 3. Okay, so does he hold the most relics and banners? Yes. So he's going to go down here, and then he's going to muster. So how does the prince muster? We haven't done this yet. Place 1 favour on each empty card at your site, starting with the card closest to the site. Gain 2 warbands per favour placed. Do not place favour from your ambition box. We haven't mentioned the ambition box before, so I assume there's going to be nothing in there. Right, so 1, 2. He's mustering. Is it mustering some warbands to go down here with his 3 he's already got. So now he's got 7 down there. So that's it. That's his muster action. Easy. And then he takes another action. Right. So he's got orange. Is he battle ready? To battle at the rival site with the fewest warbands. Travel and campaign. Skip this action if you are not battle ready, which is able to roll more attack dice, which he undoubtedly is because he's got 7 warbands here. So let's say he is battle ready. How do we know what he's How do we know what he's campaigning against? He's campaigning against the site. He's attacking the site. So travel to and attack the site with the fewest warbands. If you're targeting sites, travel to the site ruled by the enemy who rules the most sites. That'll be me. That will add the fewest warbands to the defending force. I'm assuming... Oh, hang on. If you rule all face-up sites, move to a face-down site and target the bandits. I assume he's going to attack enemy. Doesn't say exile. It says enemy. Does he... Okay, this could be a time for a Google. Does he target bandits? Because he could travel to the rocky coast and attack bandits who are going to muster fewer defense dice than me. Otherwise, he's just going to attack that mountain that he's already on. So let's have a look. I'm just going to need to Google some stuff. Okay, I can't find a quick answer. So I'm going to assume that bandits are not enemies in the context of this game. Bandits are kind of neutral. So I am the only enemy in this game for the Clockwork Prince. So the ruling was attack. The ruling was travel to the site ruled by the enemy who rules the fewest sites, who rules the most sites. So this is the only enemy site that is ruled. Target as many sites as possible while staying battle ready in order from the site that would add the fewest warbands to the defending force of the site that would add the most. There is just one. So he's targeting the site. So that is one defense dice. So I get one defense dice. Plus the warband that is on the site. That's it. 1 plus 1. I would get the warbands on my board if my pawn was also there, so I should have stayed there, but never mind. Okay, so I get one die. So that's me collecting my dice. He collects up to the warbands on his board, so there's 3, 6, 7. So he gets 7 attack dice. Roll defense. 0 times 2 plus 1 is 1. Does he roll all of these? Probably. You will always sacrifice warbands to be victorious. If you are victorious and targeted any sites, place one warband on each targeted site. Repeat this until you do not have enough warbands, keeping any remaining on your board. I don't understand that either. Right, so here he goes. Oh no, I've rolled defense and got 1 point of defense. He must sacrifice 1. And he gets 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and against my 1. So my soul warband comes back to my board, I think, because the wording here is take losses, kill half of the warbands in the defeated player's force, rounded down, and move the other half to their board. So half of 1 rounded down is 0. The other 1 comes to my board. And then he places 1 warband on there. So how many actions has he taken? He mustered. That's his second action. So his third action, he's now back on this red arrow. Does he rule the most sites? Yes. So he follows this. Does he need a banner? Does he need a banner? I'm not sure whether does he need a banner. Does he need the darkest secret? Still don't get that. Does he need a banner? He doesn't need a banner in order to win. He certainly doesn't need the banner of the darkest secret in order to win. I think it's does he need a banner to try and take my banner if there's a threat? So if both or neither go right. So he's back into this one again. He's got the banner of the people's favour. He holds the people's favour. So third action is search. So draw 3. 1, 2, 3 in that order. And he's drawn the conspiracy, which is the 5th, fake vision. He's supposed to be playing a friend, and the first card that is a friend, it's not the beast because that's a conspirator, so it must be the unaligned order. So those two are going to the hinterland, and he's playing this. He can't play it there because that's maxed out. Where does he play his card if that's maxed out? Play it to the topmost cradle site if you're able. Oh, the topmost cradle site. Okay. If you're not, play it to the topmost province's site. You are able to. If you cannot, play it to the topmost hinterland site. You are able to. What does it mean you are able to? Just play it. Well, this is the topmost province's site he is able to play it to, and then he takes 1 supply from the order. The order goes up to there. Oh, did that had battle thing on it, and so did that one. So his tactics goes up 2 more, and we forgot to add those dice. We forgot to add those dice on the battle. Not that it made any difference. Actually, he might have lost more guys, so I'm just going to roll those 2 because he might have got the berserk and lost more. He didn't. Lost more warbands. So as he finished, that's his 3 actions. Clean up. So that goes to Beast. That goes to Arcane. There's no secrets out. Clean up. If you're the Chancellor, blah. Catch up. The start goes to here. Okay, it's not bad actually, is it? The actions. Once you get the terminology sorted out, the actions on this flowchart are fairly simple. Right, shall I have one more go and then we'll pack up because that is coming up to 1 hour and 45 minutes. So I'll have one more go. Oh, we should have been tracking this. There have been 1, 2, 3 rounds. So I think we're going into the 4th round now. It does matter, but I can't remember. Maybe this is my 3rd round. Okay. Right. And well, we wanted this vision that's now buried in here. 1, 2, 3. We can still get. Well, I assume it's that one. I'm not going to cheat and look. We can travel to the hinterland for free, courtesy of the buried giant. If I flip my secret here, we can use the magician's code to recover. We need 2. We need 2 supply though. This is right. So how do I get not supply? We need 2 favor. I've got 1 favor. How do I get another favor? By playing another card. No, I can pay my. I want the relic, which is going to be 1 search action. So that's 2 supply. And then I want to play a card to the Rocky Coast, assuming we travel to the Rocky Coast. So 2 to search. 2 to search again for a card that we can play to the Rocky Coast. 2 supply. And that will give us a 2nd coin. And then 1 to recover the darkest secret, paying the 2 coins to the magician's code. And then I can play the Vision of Conquest as my revealed vision. And then if I manage to get to Wake again, I will win. Okay, right. Oh, no supply to win. So I'm going to flip my secret and use the buried giant to travel to the Rocky Coast. I'm going to play 2 supply to search the hinterland deck. So 1, 2, 3 cards. Vision of Sanctuary. It's the wrong one. But that's okay, because that's the one we want. So I can play this card. For this. I play this card, but because it's got, where's the camera? Because it's got that symbol there, it can only be paid to my advisors. So I don't get the coin for it. I don't want either of these. I'm going to discard those. I'm going to keep this one. Your enemy cannot use battle plans that match any of your advisors against you. It's pretty useless. I'm pretty sure you don't get coins. You don't get supply when you pay to your advisors. But I'm going to check that. Search. If you play it to your site, you gain 1 favor. If you play it to your advisors, you don't get 1 favor. So I'm not going to have enough supply to trade, to recover. Right, I'm going to search again. 1, 2, 3. This is the vision I want, the vision of faith. You win if you hold the darkest secret. So I'm going to play that to my face down advisors and discard that vision to there. and these two. Now, in order to get if I play from my advisors, because it's face up now, isn't it? I can't play from my face up advisors to my hand to the 6-1. You can only play a face down advisor, so I can't play this advisor that I should have kept face down. If I'd kept him face down, I could play him to the Rocky Coast, get the favour playing him, and then use the favour to pay the magician to take the banner of the darkest secret. But as it is, I'm one favour short. So the cheapest way of getting favour would be to search again. I can't trade this book for this secret because I have no face up cards here and it's flipped anyway. Right, I'm just going to search one more time in this pile of discards. So there's another vision. If you hold the people's favour, now I'm not going to be able to take the people's favour, that's going to cost me 5 favour. Either of these I can take favour from, so I'm going to play. I'm going to play that one because it's got a free action. Those go to the cradle. This one, it's really just so I can get the favour, but it does have a free action of peek at the top 3 cards of your region's discard pile. So I get the favour from the half. So I now have the favour to pay the magician's code, but I have to be doing the recover action, and that's going to cost me supply, and I'm out of supply. So I'm going into my rest. 3, 6, 9, 10. So back up to there. I'm going to keep on playing now because I might crack it. We never know. Let's see. Assess threat. As far as the Clockwork Prince is concerned, nothing has changed. I haven't played a vision. I haven't got any banners or relics. I'm still a complete non-threat. He puts 1 favour onto the banner of the people's favour. He searches and plays 1 card. 1, 2, 3. Let's put them the other way around because that's the order he drew them. He is in play the friend section, so he will play the first friend he comes to in this, which is none of them. This one is unaligned, so he will play this. He will play it to there, taking a favour from the discord, discarding there to the hinterland. Oh, can't play that one because it's got a... Hang on, let's take those back in the right order. You can't play this one because it's got a... Special rules. Is he restricted? No, I don't think he can play that one. He can't play this one because it's got the symbol for advisors. So he's discarding that one. This one is a conspirator, so he's discarding that one. So we've got the nomad, which is the first neutral, so he's playing that one. So he takes the favour from the nomad. And it's got battle plans. Did either of these have battle plans? One, just the one, so his tactic goes up full. Okay. And this goes on to then. overlap slightly, moving along so we can see it's got 1 coin. Okay, right, so he's here again. So move to the site that can generate him the most favour, and that is there. Because he puts 1 on each card. So that's 1 action. 2, trade for favour and secrets. So so he just gains 1 favour for, well, 2 favour for the arcane, but there's only 1 favour there. Oh, in that case, there's none in the hearth either, so that's probably not where he's going to go, because he's only going to get 1 from that. If he goes here, he's going to get 1, 2. If he goes here, he's going to get 1, 2. And if he goes here, he's going to get 0, 1. So it's there or there, and I think he just stays where he is and takes 1 from the spirit. Did you take that one? And 1 from the beast. I think I already took 1 from the arcane for that inquisitor over there. Or did I? He should have 2 for the arcane anyway, so that's right. And then 1 for the beast. No, he takes he gets a favour for the beast. No, he gets a secret for the beast. Right, beast is in conspirators and gets him 1 secret. So that's his second action, and then he's going to move to a site with a relic. He's already in a site with a relic, and that's his third action. It doesn't say recover it, it just says he goes there. Because that's his third action. His next action might be to pick it up. It probably won't, because he holds the most relics and mounts. So that's his 3 actions. That was fairly good for us. Return any favour on cards, blah blah blah. Into the cleanup. Move the start up to there. He still holds the Oathkeeper title. Right, so that's the end of his go. Now back to us. Can I carry out my dastardly plan? I'm going to recover. Choose 1 relic at your site, the people's favour or the darkest secret, pay its cost and take it. So pay 1 supply. The Magician's Code, I can pay 2 coins, 2 favour to the Magicians. And if recovering the darkest secret, gain 2 secrets and add them to any other secret you're paying, even if it's 0, in order to recover the banner. The banner will only need 2, so I can keep the 1 I've got. Add those. The new holder must place more secrets than the old one here, then takes 1 secret from the old, and the old holder, who is no one, takes the rest. So then I get that. So I have the banner of the darkest secret. Now, how do I defend that? I can put more secrets on it. If I had 3 secrets, I could put 3 secrets on it. Because you can recover it from yourself or the shared bank freely. He can only recover this from me if there is a card at my site whose suit does not match any of my advisors. Well, that's both of those cards. So I need to get to, if I go back to the mountain, then neither of the advisors there, neither of the suits there are a mismatch for my advisors. So for 2, can't see that. For 2 supply, I can move back to the provinces. So 2 supply to move back to the provinces. Now I'd really like to get out of his way, but he moves freely anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. So I've come here because my advisors are Beast and Arcane, and the cards here are Beast and Arcane. So unless he has something special going on, which he might do when I read it, he can't take the Banner of the Darkest Secret from me. Now is the time. I also should muster, so he can't take it to me. He can't take it from me as a campaign. But I'll need favor to muster, so I need to trade one of my secrets for favor. So I can put it there and take 2 favor because that matches one of my advisors, and then I can pay 1 more supply to muster and put 2 more warbands onto my card. 3, 6, 8. There's not much more I can do. I don't want to travel away from that site. I could recover that relic. I'm just going to peek at that relic again. You cannot place warbands at sites. Oh, I'd have needed to burn 2 favor to take it anyway. When mustering, gain 2 more warbands. That probably wouldn't be so bad now, so I could pile up all the warbands on my card to defend my banner, I think. I'm not sure if that's how. No, I don't know. Anyway, I've done it now. So I'm recovering, I'm resting now. I'm recovering up to there and then an extra 1 because I hadn't spent 1. All coins on cards, favor on cards go to the relevant banks, and the secrets come back to me. Oh, I didn't play my reveal, my vision. My vision of faith. You win if you hold the darkest secret and at least 3 visions have been drawn from the deck. That is true. We've got more than 3 visions and I've got the Banner of the Darkest Secret. So if I manage to last through to my next wake with this vision and this banner still intact, then I've beaten the Clockwork Prince. So now, unfortunately, we're going to have some threat, I imagine. So I said we'd just go 1 more go, but I'm not going to now. I'm going to see if I can wake and win this. Right, we need to assess threat. As the Chancellor, does a citizen meet the successor goal? No, I don't hold more relics and banners, because can't forget he's got this relic, so it's as an exile. No, as Chancellor, is an exile the usurper, or is an exile the Oathkeeper? Right, that goes to there on round 8. Has an exile revealed and completed a vision? Yes. So the threat goes to the vision, completed vision, that vision goal. Do not move your action markers if there is no threat or a threat exists. Move both action markers to the threat space on the mind sheet that corresponds to your current threat. If there is a new or different threat and a threat exists and is the same as your last one. So he needs to go to the vision threat space. Which is which? Go to the threat space on the mine sheet that corresponds to your current threat. Right, so this one is it's got to be this one, the Darkest Banner threat space, because this is the Oathkeeper of Supremacy. Oh, it's on the card. That's what we're looking for. The closed eye on the flame, the sleeping flame, the darkest secret. So, because of the threat, he moves his tokens to there, which matches that icon. So now let's see what he's going to do. Obviously, he's going to try and steal this banner from me. But that signifies where he starts on his flowchart. Right, so he draws 3 and keeps 1. So in order, 1, 2, 3, and he's on the conspirator space. That's a friend. That's his first conspirator. But he can't play it to a site because it's got an advisor icon on it. And that's got an advisor icon on it. So what happens if he can't play a card? If you cannot play... If you cannot play this card to any site, discard it and gain what is shown in the can't play card box of your mind quadrant. Okay, so he can't play any of those cards. He's discarding them to the hinterland. And here it says can't play card, gain 1 warband. He's got 6, 1 secret, and a tactic. Well, his tactic's already maxed. Right. Don't like the look of this. 3 actions then. Right. Highest priority. Highest priority, is he battle ready? He's got 6 plus 3 is 9. And if he battles my banner, it's 2. Is it plus the war bands on my chart? It's not on there. Because he's targeting the banner. So campaign. He needs to travel to where my pawn is, which is right there. The banner adds the defense dice equal to the number of favourite secrets on it, which is 2. And if their pawn is at the site, it's all the war bands at my targeted site. And the war bands, no, it's the war bands on my board, because my pawn is on his site. So is he battle ready? I don't have any war bands on site, so if you're targeting a banner, travel to the pawn of the player who holds it. Only target what is listed on your attack space. Right. So Is he battle ready? He's got 6. Seven, 8, 9. So he will be rolling 9 attack dice. Must be able to roll more attack dice than the defending force, which is 6, 7, 8. Yes, 9 is greater than 8. Have I got... That doesn't count. There are no battle plans at our site. The site he rules doesn't have any battle plans. This battle plan, I've got true names. Your enemy cannot use battle plans that match any of your advisors against me. That doesn't matter. So it's 9 versus 8. So he's battle ready and he's rolling 9 dice when it comes to it. 4, 7, 9. So that is his attack dice. I have 2 attack dice plus the 6 war bands on my board. I wish I had more attack dice. I wish I could have taken this from myself and got more secrets on it. Right, so roll defense dice. 0 times 2 is 0 plus 6. So I've got a defense of 6. Just going to mark out 6 of those so I don't forget. He's going to roll 9 of these. He kills 2 war bands. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he takes the darkest secret from me. He's gone up to there. Travel 2 and attack the holder of the darkest secret. Actually, must target if they rule it. I don't rule it, he rules it. Okay, never mind. Right, okay. When seized, destroy. So this has been seized. Destroy 2 books here apart from the last one. 2 secrets. So he now holds that as well. I'm just going to cover these relics up because I don't think he's going to make me a citizen. I don't feel like becoming a citizen. He just nicked my banner. And that's only his first action, right? Does he hold the DS now? Yes, he does. The darkest secret. So he searches. That was that order. And he's still looking to play a conspirator. So it's not that one. It's that one. So those 2 go to the hinterland. He's playing this one. Everywhere's full. So what does he do? I think does he uncover one? No, if you cannot play it, discard it and gain what is shown. Oh no, not that again. That was tons. A war band. Another secret. And more tactics. I do have enough secrets to get this banner back. It's interesting. So he couldn't have recovered it from me, but he could attack it and seize it by force. Right, so that was his second action. And then third action, he's up to here, and that is muster, I think. So how does he muster? Place 1 favour on each empty card at your site, starting with a close card closest to that. Gain 2 war bands per favour placed. Do not place favour from your ambition box. He should have put the favour on there, but I got over eager. I think we're now into that round. So at the end of my go, he gets to roll to see if he wins. Right. 1, 2, gaining 2 warbands per card. So he now has 9 warbands. Right, that was that. So that's his third action. F6, he probably should only have had 2 because he was on conspirators. So I'm going to take that muster back. Because he was in conspirators, quarter, he should only have got 2 actions. So he gets that favour back. So was he finished? Yeah. Okay, so we wake. We would have won, but we didn't hold the darkest secret. We have got enough secrets to take that book back again. To take the banner back. He will then attack me again. So really we need to muster. Maybe muster enough so that he doesn't have enough warbands to take it by force. But he will have enough. He will have enough to then take it back from us with his secrets. Right, I'm going to do it anyway. 1 to recover, and oh, hang on. You can players can only recover this from you if there is a card at your site whose suit does not match any of your advisors. The only advisor he doesn't have is Discord. So I can't take it from him. Unless I can play a Discord, but you can't discard from sites, I don't think. There are cards that allow you to discard sites. Discard. In fact, it's the People's Favour allows you to do that. I'm a bit stuffed here. +1. We've got the Magician's Code still, haven't we? If recovering the Darkest Secret, we still can't recover it because he hasn't got, because he's matching all the cards there. Right, well, do we go back for the supremacy? Do I try and recover a bunch of relics? He's now got 3 banners and relics. And there's no more relics out on the board. We're going to have to go back to the attempted supremacy. I don't fancy taking him on, and there's a lot of empty spaces, so... Let's spend 2 to move to the Buried Giant. Let's spend our single favour to trade with the old oak for secrets. We gain 1 more. And I need to pay 2 coins to trade. Or we can trade a secret with on the Battle Honours card. So 2, 1. Trade for Battle Honours for a favour from the Order. And then another one, trade with the Old Oak. We get 1 per matching advisor, and I've got 1 matching advisor, and you gain 1 more if you have any beast advisors, and I do, so I gain 2 more favour. Secrets, rather. And then I've got 2 more, and I'm going to campaign here against the bandits, so they get 1 dice plus their 1 bandit. I don't see anything that modifies that. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get 6 attack dice. And if I'm victorious, I gain 2 coins from the Order Bank because of this card. Because of the Battle Honours. Okay, so let's roll the Bandit's defense. That's 0 plus 1 is 1. I've already picked 6 before I saw that, so I'm rolling 6. I've got 1 Berserker, so I lose 1 Warband and thrash the single bandit easily. I could put any number of Warbands on this site. Now, having learned my lesson, should I put 2 out this time? I was victorious. I can gain 2 coins from the bank, from the Order Bank, but there is only 1. Typical. And then I'm going to rest. So this goes to the beast. This returns to me. I'm just going to peek at that relic. Oh, there's that one. If you're victorious, gain 1 warband. Oh. Now I know I'm victorious. Should have taken it. Should have burnt a secret and taken it. Never mind. We've got a warband back. Right, so I've got 9 warbands, so back to there. The Chancellor, the Prince, can roll a dice now. If he gets a 6, he wins the game. It's a 4. I thought it was a 6 for a minute. So he does not win the game this round. And we move into here. There's no threat again because I haven't completed a vision. So he's back to no threat. So does he move? Do not move your action markers if there is no threat. So he stays exactly where he is. He's in the play conspirator. He draws 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. This one is the conspirator. So he discards those 2 to there and plays rangers. But there's nowhere to play them because no one's explored anywhere else. So that goes, and he gets, again, a warband, a secret and a tactic, because he can't play cards and he's in this quarter. He has to put another favour on here. Oh, there are more than 6 there now, so it's time to flip this. Probably should have done that last turn, and he has to put 2 favour on there. So I'm going to put another one on there. Okay, action number 1 is muster. It's not move and muster, it's just muster where he is. So puts out those 2 favour and takes 4 warbands. Action 2, is he battle ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 10 warbands, and what's he going to battle? The rival site with the fewest. So that would be here. So I would have 1, 2, 3. He's battling the rival site. Oh, I still can't get this. He must attack, move to my site and attack me. So I get 1 dice for the site. Nothing else. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yes, I would say he's battle ready. So he's going to attack the site with the fewest fewest warbands, I guess. So he's going to move there, and he's got 3, 6, 9, 10, 13 dice, 13 attack dice, and I've got 1 attack dice and 5 warbands. Is that right? I feel like I should have more defense dice. Adds the defense dice shown on the target's shield to the defense pool anywhere sites they rule. I only rule 1 site. This is the thing, I should have attacked that site and got another defense dice, shouldn't I? Any of their relics and banners, if their pawn is at your site. Well, I don't have any of those anymore. And their pawn and favour if their pawn is at their site. No, because they're not targets. So he's merely attacking the site, so I get 1 defense dice. Oh, and that's hung up. Okay. Video's hung up, right. Okay, so the video hung there. We have decided he is battle ready and moved to there. He is attacking this site. So I get 1 defense dice and I get 1 shield plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 war bands, making 6. So my defense is 6. So I'm just going to put 6 shields out there. He's got an insane number of attack dice. He's got 10 war bands plus 3 tactics. So 13 dice. How many have I got here? 5. I've got 10 in my hand. So all of these plus 3 more. No berserkers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.5, and then 3 more. 7, 8. 8. So yes, he's beaten me. So 1 of these dies, 1 goes back to my board, and he can put any number out here, and he puts 1. Pretty sure it said he puts 1. So that was his second action. Yes, he mustered, then he goes there, and then his third action. Does he rule the most sites? Yes, so he goes down here. Does he need a banner? No, he's neither. He's got them both. So he comes up here. Can he pay for a banner? No, because he's got them. Can he pay for the people's favour? No, because he's got it. Does he hold the people's favour? Yes, so he searches again. So 1. He's just going to discard all these anyway, isn't he? 2, 3. He's just going to discard all of those because there's no places to spend them. Does he not explore? He hasn't done a lot of travelling really. So he gets, can't play card. He just gets 2 favour in this one. Right. Clean up. That goes to the beast. That goes to the arcane. Now I can once again, because I've got 4 secrets here, I can take the banner of the darkest secret. And I can put, if I had 2 favour, I could put 1 on the magician's code to get a secret for nothing. Wait, it's going to cost me 2 to do it. Two to take it, and then I'd like to take it from myself again. So that would be 2 secrets and 1 supply. Another supply, and use the magician's code somehow to take it from myself, recover it from myself again. So there'll be 3 secrets on there. You'd still have enough to take it though. But I can move back up there, and he can't take it. He'll have to attack me for it. But I need to play a denizen in order to get another favour in order to pay the magician's code. That's okay, as long as I can play a denizen that matches my advisors. All right, I need to flip it, and then secret. Still going to be enough, isn't it? But if you can't take it from me, do I need to take it for myself again? Right. We're going to recover the banner of the darkest secret. I can't, because he's matching all these blooming advisors. The suits on these cards match his advisors, so I can't take it. I can't recover it that way. If I attack him for it, fight him for it, he gets 1 defense plus 9. And at the moment I get 4 attack coins. 4 attack coins. 4 attack dice. I can only muster once, so I can get 6. Right, muster. Six attack dice. He's going to use this to take 3 away from me, isn't he? I'm just going to go for it. It's probably daft, but I'm going to go for it. So we're going to attack to seize the banner. So he gets 1 defense die for the banner, plus all his war bands, so 9. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attack dice, but because of tactics, I lose 3 of them. Fairly sure that's what that said. Tactics. Was it under search and play? Does he always get another defense dice because he's the Oath Keeper as well? Probably then. So he's going to have 2 defense dice. Probably should have had extra throughout, although I don't think I'll attack. I can't remember where I read it. I can't find it now, but I'm pretty sure that I lose 3 attack dice because of tactics. Tactics which go up really fast as well. Okay, so his 2 defense dice. He gets 2 plus 9. He's got 11 defense. This is never going to work. Right, so I get 3, and I can sacrifice these 5 to try and make 12. 1. Okay, I'll just leave that. So what happens if we lose the campaign? Oh no, I lose all my war bands, don't I? campaign. The defeated player kills half, rounded down, of the warbands in their force. The warbands on their board if they are the attacker, or the warbands that are added to their defense if they are the defender. They move all the other warbands in their force to their board they already were. You feel defeated? No. He was victorious, so he would get 2 favour from the bank. I think that was 2 supply to muster. I'm pretty... out of ideas here, really. We could just try and pick up relics and banners. And at least become successor. But I think I need to be a citizen. I think I do. Yes, I need to be a citizen to become a successor. How on earth do I become a citizen? Why would he make me a citizen? If you're the Chancellor but do not hold the Oathkeeper title and have a threat but no successor, each exile in turn order, except the exile who meets success. So in a solo game, you can't ever become the citizen. Okay. Okay. Can you put extra? Must place more. Oh, it's not 1 more, it's more. I still can't recover it though because he has got matching advisors. So you can recover this by paying more than is there, not 1 more. Right, I'm going to flip one of these and play 0 supply to move to here and flip this. It's the lush coast. There's nothing goes out from the lush coast. It's not that lush. It just allows easy travel to the rocky coast for 1 supply. At least I can pay 2 to search this. So 1, 2, 3 cards, including a vision. Right, the Vision of Rebellion. You win if you hold the people's favour. I'm unlikely to get that many supply favour, and he's got loads more in the bank. Naysayers. Doesn't really help me. Wolves. Kill 1 warband on any board. Okay, well let's play that one out there. Discard those to the provinces. Take a coin favour from the beast. Start whittling these down and put that on there and kill a warband. Oh, we should trade it over here as well. I'm going to reverse that up. I'm going to spend 1 over here. Oh, I can't because it's got revealed information now. What am I even doing? Okay, I'm resting, so that comes back. That unflips. That goes to the beast. And he rolls, and if he gets a 5, then it's the end of the game. No, he doesn't, so it moves on to there. There is no threat, so he stays where he is. So this should have gone to... Which way did he go? I forgot to move it. What did he do last go? He attacked. Did he come all the way down here, didn't he? So that's where he finished. Okay. So he puts 2 coins onto the banner. He draws 3. 1, 2, 3. He's looking to play a friend. Does he play the in card order? He must play Dazzle. And he plays it here. Gaining 1 favour from the arcane. Those are discarded to the hinterland. When played, discard all Hearth and Order cards in your region. Well, even though we played it there, this is his region, so he discards Battle Honours. And his first action, he moves to wherever will get him the most coins, most favour. Well, this would be good, except actually that went up. He's got 4 actions this time. That would be good, except there's not a lot of money, favour in arcane. So this would get him precisely 2. This would get him 2. This would get him 2, and this would get him none. So he's going to stay, move, travel. Travel to the site that best meets the condition, leftmost such site on tie. So, what did we say? It was 2, 2, it's 2 everywhere. So leftmost and presumably topmost, even though this one would get him favour as well. The only requirement is to gain... This would get him secrets. The only requirement is to gain favour though. Yeah, so it's there. So he gains the 2 favour in arcane, and that's it. So that's his first action. Second action, trade. So Inquisitor. I can't remember what trade does, how he trades. If your action space shows favour, it shows favour and secret. Gain favour from each empty card at your site whose suit matches any friend. I know. Oh, I've already done that in effect. Move and then trade. That's what he's already done. So that's his second action. Third action, move to a site with a relic. Fourth action, muster. Oh no, can pay. Can he pay for that relic? It would cost, yes he can. Oh, hang on. Does he hold the most relics and banners? Yes, he does. So he ignores that and goes to here and musters. Mustering, puts a coin on a favour on each of those and takes 2 war bands. So he's got 8. 4 war bands, making 12. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's his 4 actions. Luckily, we don't actually have to put up with a battle this turn. We still cannot steal that Banner of the Darkest Secret from him. But it's possible if I could play a Discord card in the Lush Coast and then he travels to where I am to attack me, that we could steal it the next turn. But that's the final turn. Now, do visions count if it's the end of the game? 3, 2, 3, 4. During your wake, 3, 4. If it is the end of the 8th round, the game ends automatically. If any exile has a revealed vision and met that goal, that exile wins. Okay, so it's worth trying this. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. So we're back up to there. Now, do I want to search the world deck or that discard deck up there? Are there any Discord cards in the discard deck? I could search through 6 of those cards for the same price as searching through 3 from the world deck. So, search. We're going to look at 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. And there's a Discord. And I can play it. Let's see if we can lure him to this. Mercenaries give you plus or minus 3 attack dice if you're defeated while using this power. Discard mercenaries. You have to pay for it. I want that money. So I'm going to put down the Scryer. Discard those to there. I take 1 favour from the Discord bank. I can't do this yet. I need to lure him to me. So I can trade at this point, or I could muster. The attack is just going to be sacrificial, really. I just need that Darkest Banner. I need enough to move back to the mountain so that he can't take it back from me. He'll have to attack me. Will be the last round, so he won't get a chance to take it back from me either. Okay. So I don't need to move back to the mountain. So do I want to? I don't want to spend. Don't really want to spend anything. Because I need 2 favour for the Magician's Code, so I can add a load more secrets. Unless, right, okay. 1 to trade. So I'm going to trade a secret on the Dazzle, which will get me 2 favour from the Arcane, which is empty. Right, that's rubbish. Okay, I'll trade with the Wolves instead, which gets me 2 favour from the Beast. One more, I'm going to trade 2 coins with the Arcane, 2 favour with the Arcane to get another secret. Because I have a matching advisor with the Arcane. And I can trade with the Scryer now to get another. Trade 1 with the Scryer just to get 1 favour from the Discord. Then I'm done. Refreshing that back all the way back up to the top. Those come to there. Those go to Arcane. And I'm going to sit there in the trap, hoping he comes to the Lush Coast to attack me, which means because of the Discord card that he doesn't match in his relationships, he will then be vulnerable to me taking the Banner of the Darkest Secret with a whole load of secrets, and he won't get the chance to take it back. The trouble is, right now, there should be 1 in the Arcane, 1 in the Beast. The trouble is, right now, he gets to roll 3 or more to win the game. 50-50 chance to win the game here. Yeah. Of course, just when that was going to work. Okay. So the Clockwork Prince wins the game. And I might as well, at this point on probably our 2-hour video, I might as well demonstrate the set breaking up, how to preserve this deck going forward, and then do another video maybe. So writing the chronicle, I think, is at the end of the play, the winner performs these steps. Vow an oath. If you won with a vision, note, if you won in any other ways, choose any goal reference except the one used in the current game and put this goal reference into the world box. Now, the goal references is that the Oathkeeper, this tile? Is that the goal reference? The chronicled goal reference 3. Yes, must be. Right. So the Chancellor can pick one of these. Now, obviously, I think I'm just going to pick one at random for him. These backs are all the same. Yes. Okay, so we're going to pick one of these at random for the next game, and that's going into the world deck. So as the Oathkeeper of Devotion, whoever holds the darkest secret will be the winner at the end of the next game, unless it just comes down to a bogus dice roll like that. Still, I think I actually need to go through the playbook breakdown first, because this ending your first game, because there's stuff I need to open that I haven't really opened. So if you're planning on doing this yourself and you don't want to see what's in these sealed decks, maybe stop now until you've played your first game and then rewatch this, or watch the next video I'm going to do, which is continuing from this, and that one will be properly set up with the overhead camera. I didn't really anticipate that I was going to do the whole game, but I got quite into it. Chasing the vision of faith was quite exciting, and I think I had a good plan. I think that was a good plan. I think that would have worked, because he was battle ready and he would have attacked the rival site with the fewest things. So that would have been me. So he would have travelled to there and attacked the site. He probably would have won it. But then he'd have been there and he wouldn't be able to match this to his advisors. So I'd have been able to take the banner of the darkest secret in the last round of the game. So, you know, it was a good last ditch attempt. Anyway, right. So if you don't want to see what's in these sealed cards, stop now. Okay. Right, ending your first game. Open the archive packet. Let's move this whole box out. Here. Oh, I've got these dividers set up already. That's the cards for the setup. Right, archive. Open it only after your first game. Flip this card. Put the 8 archive separators into the small compartment in the box. The small compartment? Okay. I'll put them in the big compartment. Oh, this isn't going to fall off. Okay. This part of the box is called the archive. Put the following 6 edifice cards into the archive sections of the matching suit. So there's 6 edifice cards, and these are cards that are locked to the locations where they're drawn. They've got this chain on, so they cannot be discarded. They cannot be removed. Stop! Right. So, this is kind of awkward. Oh, I don't want to sweep all this stuff off. Right. So this one goes behind Nomad. This one goes behind the Order. I just realised this isn't even on camera, so that's great. Let's just put this up here. Okay, so I'll put in the Nomad and the Order. All of Debate goes behind that one. Forest Temple goes behind the Beast. The Festival District goes behind the Discord, and the Great Spire goes behind Arcane. Arcane, yes, it goes behind Arcane. Right, I got those right. Doesn't look. I missed one out there. No, that's right. Okay. And now I've covered up the directions I was following. Oh, I wasn't following. I was following this, wasn't I? So flip over. Separate the following 144 denizen cards into 6 stacks of 6 suits. Each will have 24 cards. Oh, Luckily, they're sorted already. See, shuffle each stack separately and put it into the matching section of the 12. So that's all the other cards, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Right, so that is all of the arcane. So shuffle each stack separately and put it into the archive section of the matching suit. How exciting for you watching me shuffle cards. This is exciting for me. Can't wait to get this out again. I'm going to put it behind that stacked, that card. Now into the archive. Yeah. Right, so I guess I need to open all these other cards as well now. Stop with these never open. Have you ever managed to get these open? Oh, there's there. Rowdy Pub. Sounds cool. I'm not going to bother counting these. There's the rest of those. So we'll shuffle these and put these in the Discord, which is at the back. I wonder what I write in the chronicle if the Clockwork Prince writes. Do I have to write in his voice? Okay, so those go at the back. And the last are half one, so let's do half next. If you're lucky, I'll speed up the shuffling parts. Rewind. Okay. They go around the right way. They're all different. All different way around. Right, these are the nomads. Oops, that's it. Right, there's a dispossessed divider. I'm going to put that right at the back because I read a bit and that's something different. That's cards that get removed out of circulation. This is the beast. They're going to get shuffled in the deck they're in as well anyway, aren't they? And I'm going to be pulling a few of these out at a time. And lastly is the order. I suppose it is order, not the order. Order as opposed to discord. Okay, and that goes in the back there, right. So that's those. Put those with those. Open the Law of Oath to writing the chronicle and follow the rules. There, that's what we were doing, writing the chronicle. So we vowed an oath. Offered citizenship. If you are in exile, no. Nope, so the Chancellor remains Chancellor. Clean up map and build edifices. So we don't offer anyone citizenship. Perform these steps in order. If you are the Chancellor or a citizen, you may build or repair one edifice at any site you rule with no edifice. Replace any denizen card with the intact edifice card matching suit from the archive, returning the replaced denizen to the world deck. Or at any site you rule, you may flip one edifice card from its ruined side to its intact site. Right, so knowing nothing about those, I'm going to put everyone out that I can. I'm going to do this on behalf of, where was Errand Boy? I smooshed some of these cards because he was there. Was there nothing else there? I'll pick it up on the bottom of there. Anyway, right, so sites that the Chancellor rules: Plains, Mountain, and the Buried Giant. So let's say he puts the Arcane Edifice Let's take out the Inquisitor, because the Inquisitor doesn't really figure in the solo game. So we're going to take the Inquisitor out and put him back in the world deck. Doesn't rule here. Here we're going to put, well, here or here we can put the Beast in. So let's put the Beast in. Which one are we going to remove? Errand Boy or the Old Oak? I kind of like the Old Oak, so I'm going to remove the Errand Boy. So we put the Forest Temple into the Mountain. Discard all sites on the map except sites that you rule or that have intact edifices. So we're going to discard the Lush Coast. Discard all of those. Shuffle them into the site deck. The site deck is in the world box, and the world box has disappeared. Oh, it's in the lid. 1 sec. Oh. So here's my site deck. These are the sites I've not even seen. Is that right? Before I do this, discard all sites except sites that you rule or have intact edifices. Shuffle them into the site deck. At each discarded site, discard denizen cards there to any discard pile. Return relic cards there to the relic deck and return ruined edifices there to the archive. Right, so we've got no ruined edifices. We've got some dispossessed denizens though, and they go to any discard pile. Let's just discard them to their natural discard pile. Save me making a decision there. Return dispossessed. We've got no dispossessed relic cards. Flip any intact edifices. No. We've got no broken edifices. No fallen edifices. Remove all of the pawns, favour, secrets and warbands from the map. Let's chuck them in there so we don't lose them. Remove that. Put all this in there, we'll tidy this all up later. So that was pawns, favour, secrets, warbands. Yep, they were all gone. Fill any empty slots by moving sites along with their attached denizens, edifices, and relic cards. Fill empty cradle slots from top to bottom by pushing cradle sites up, then moving in provinces sites from top to bottom. So the mountain goes there, and all this stuff goes along with it. And then I presume that goes up. Fill empty hinterland slots from bottom to top by moving in the set aside sites with ruins. All right, okay, we've got none of those. Fill empty provinces slots as decided in slip 4. Fill in empty slots with face down sites from the site deck. These are exciting. These are new sites. They might be old sites. In each region with no face-up sites, flip the top site up. A river, it's a new one. Add 6 cards to the world deck. Find the most common suit in your advisors. This has got to be the Clockwork Princes really as the winner. Writing the Chronicle as a winner. If you need to choose a goal reference, choose it at random. I didn't read that. If you're an exile, you do not offer citizenship. If you're the Chancellor, build an edifice in the leftmost site you rule where you can build one. If there are no edifices in the archive. Oh, okay. So this... What happens to that? This edifice shouldn't have happened. So that's the beast one. And who did we remove to do that? We removed, it was the errand boy. So let's put the errand boy back in. Okay. When adding 6 cards from the archive, use the suit of the built or repaired edifice to determine the most common suit. So that was the arcane. Right, so we're arcane is his most common suit. Add 3 cards of the most common suit. Take the following cards at random from the archive stacked. I presume not the edifice though. So maybe add the whole lot on. Right, 6 cards at random. This is the arcane. So we add 3 arcane, and these are going into the world deck. So 3 of those. And then 2 order and 1 half. So 2 order at random. I'm just going to pull these out in the middle of the deck. 2 order and 1 half. Pull that at random from the middle of the deck. Remove 6 cards to the dispossessed. Set aside all 5 visions, including the conspiracy. So the visions, there's 1. I've got 1, so that's 2. Three, 4, 5. There we go. So there's the 5 visions. Shuffle together all of the discard piles on the map. And all of the advisors of the losing players. Take 6 cards from that stack at random and place them in the dispossessed section of the archive without looking at them. So we're removing, for the foreseeable future, 6 cards from that game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So long, dispossessed denizens. You are going into that section there. Clean up relics. Put the Grand Scepter in the world box. Right, I need to take that. That's all right. Put the Grand Scepter into the world box. Well, I'll put it ready to go in the world box. Return all relics of the losing players to the relic deck. No, shuffle it. I didn't have any relics. What do we do with a reliquary? Alright, they're dealt with in a minute. At each face-up site that has fewer relics than the R number, deal them out. So relic there, nothing there. So that's that. And then we shuffle these and put them on top of the relic deck. I don't even know what those are because no one looked at them. Save the map and board. Stack any cards at each site on its site card. So okay. Then stack the sites with their cards. So the bottom hinterland site is at the bottom and the top cradle site is on the top. And put this stack into the world. So we're gonna, this whole stack then goes into the world box. So it can be dealt out next turn. Put the players' boards in the box, keeping them on their current exile or citizen side. Okay. And then rebuild the world deck. So we've got all these cards, the world deck and the discard. Shuffle all the denizen cards remaining in play into a stack and then rebuild the world deck. This is where we get the 10 with the 2 visions. And then a 15 with 3 visions and put those on top, and they go in the world deck section of the archive, which is just in the front. Check there's no cards lying around. Oh, this Oathkeeper, the Darkest Secret, Oathkeeper of Devotion should go in the world deck. No. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 2 of these. And then 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and these 3, and then we shuffle the 18 card pile and put it on top of the remaining denizen cards. I love that the vision cards are sort of, they're different, but only when you can see so much of them. So if the deck slides a little bit, you can't, it doesn't give the game away, but you know as soon as they get to the top that they're there. So that goes into the world deck section. See, it said put it in the small section, but it doesn't fit now. And it certainly wouldn't fit if it was sleeved. It's going to have to go in the big section. There's no way that That all fits in there. There's no way. So this is all going to have to go into the big section. And I'm going to have to do it in bits or they're going to explode everywhere. And the relics, I'm just going to put in there. Okay. These, my deck, I know which way up these were. I was an exile and remained so. So they'll go into the box like that. Alright. Clear the rest of this up later. Probably tomorrow. Let's tuck the world deck up. So, what would the Chancellor write in here? Record of victory. Oh, side cards, spare side cards. They're going to have to go in a bag. It just doesn't say what to write, does it? That's the Clockwork Prince. We need. So OSV would be Oathkeeper, Visionary. What's S? It's the War. The War Exhaustion win. We've got a Visionary win, Stable Regime win. So this was a Stable Regime win. So Chancellor won as Clockwork Prince. With a Stable Regime win on round 7. Rolled 6 versus 3. And today is the 10th of May 2021. Okay. Now I hope to get a couple of games with this world solo on video before I have to rebuild the deck so I can play with my friends, unless they want to play with the world as I have created it through my play. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was really interesting. I'm quite enthused about how well that Clockwork Prince works. Once you start to get the hang of it, I think a couple more games, probably one more game, and you wouldn't be looking at the instructions much. And as much as I found Oath intimidating at first, it's not that bad. There's a lot of little things to forget and stuff, but there is with any heavy game, and I think it's maybe simpler than Root, especially because it's not asymmetric. on every roll. It's only asymmetric on the Chancellor. Anyway, I don't want to sum up too much because a lot of people might have skipped this if they didn't want to see this deck. So anyway, thanks for watching. And next one will be a proper one with a proper camera and the green screen and the little me in the corner and what have you. So if I can get it to fit on the screen, that is. Okay. Again, thanks for watching and see you next time. Cheers. Bye.